Across the country, people are showing up at Ice Out for Good events. The crowd say they're doing it to honor the memory of the 37-year-old Minneapolis woman shot and killed by an ICE agent this week. Thanks for joining us. It's been just 3 days since the death of Renee Good in South Minneapolis. Here are some of the latest headlines.
That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you.
ICE tactics and training are under scrutiny after new video from the agent's cell phone is being seen. Minneapolis police arrested and later released 29 people after a noisy protest outside a downtown hotel. Most of the very large crowd dispersed peacefully. They say the noise was to disrupt ICE agents they say were staying at the hotel. Waving American flags and holding signs, demonstrations continue as the largest immigration operation ever moves forward in the Twin Cities. Homeland Security says there are more than 2,000 federal agents on the ground. We have team coverage now, starting with Frankie McLister joining us from Powderhorn Park, where today's rally started. Frankie.
Yeah, hi there, Derek. Our boots are right here on the ground where that rally started. It was a massive crowd. It started right here. We're on the northwest corner of Powderhorn Park. The movement ended up marching north up until Lake Street. Then they took west on Lake Street and then circled back down south on Portland and past the scene of where Renee Good passed away on Wednesday. Now, several people we spoke to traveled from near and far, but knowing that lots of demonstrations were happening, they say they figured the proximity to this one where Renee died was the most important. Peaceful is an adjective, I'll tell you, lots of community members used to describe the movement, and some of us even told us that they were marching on Lake in 2020 after George Floyd was killed and came back today to do the same exact thing.
I'm here with my 4-year-old and feel very comfortable and safe with it. It feels fantastic to be part of yet another unfortunate movement.
Now, a question that a lot of folks have is, was law enforcement here? We did not witness any law enforcement here, but Minneapolis Police Department, they told us an unofficial estimate of how many people were here, which we have plenty of aerial footage from our chopper that was up in the air, was tens of thousands. Derek?
All right, the largest gathering so far. Thank you, Frankie. The crowds showing up today say they're doing this to honor the memory of Renee Good. Uba Ali has been talking with people at today's largest rally. What are you hearing from them, Uba?
Derek, the emotion here earlier today was hard to miss. As many marched along East Lake Street, we saw business owners come out, and the message was very clear. They wanted to be here. They say it was personal. They didn't know Renee Good, but have since seen the video. They have since heard from her wife, the kind of person she was, and they wanted that part to be a part of that movement. They said this demonstration was more than just community coming together, but they wanted to send a clear message to the federal government that Minnesota stands up for their own. Minnesota stands up for immigrants, and I want you to hear what people had to say as they continue to reel from what happened on Wednesday.
He just shot her point blank in the face. It was awful. Just be human, just be kind, just treat people the way you want to be treated.
It's especially important to me as a parent to show my kid that I will not stand for injustice, and if I see something wrong, that I will speak up against it, and I want him to learn that too.
What stood out to me is the fact that people helped one another all day. You saw people giving each other water, hand warmers. They say that's the message they want the federal government to see from the aerials, from the video on the ground. Minnesota isn't backing down, they say, and they're going to see and hope to see ICE leave here soon. Derek.
Okay, Uba Ali, thank you. We continue our team coverage now, turning to Connor White. He's near the location of the deadly shooting. And Connor, what's the mood like there tonight where you are?
Derek, it's somber. We've shown you plenty of images through our other reporting of the large crowds, of the noise that they made as they marched through various parts of South Minneapolis. Going to show you, going to step out of the way here, that there's a lot of quiet here as people stand around pray, and continue to add to this ever-growing memorial for Renee Good. This is approximately where her car crashed after ICE agent Jonathan Ross shot and killed her. So this is a smaller crowd that was part of the marching earlier that stuck around. Now, Frankie mentioned Minneapolis police. We didn't see much evidence of them in and around the march as it was happening. However, we have seen a few officers and cars come here on Portland, just off the intersection with 34th, to reestablish at least one lane of traffic. Of course, that has been going on for the past 2 days or so after, in the early morning hours on Friday, the makeshift barricades were removed after the initial protest here, Derek.
Okay, Connor White, thank you. A large crowd of protesters gathered outside a Metro Target today after video of an arrest by ICE agents ignited outrage across social media. Jason Rantala is live in Richfield with the community demands tonight for the company. Jason.
Derek, cell phone video of that ICE arrest of 2 Target employees quickly spread online. Now community advocates are demanding change. They packed the sidewalk here outside this Richfield Target this afternoon, outraged over what you see in this video showing ICE agents arresting 2 Target employees. We spoke with State Representative Mike Howard yesterday. He says he spoke with both men and confirmed they were citizens. Howard says they were roughed up and released. The organization behind today's rally, Isaiah, is now demanding every Target store only let ICE onto private property with a signed judicial warrant, and for Target to train employees of their rights.
We would like them to post signs about people's Fourth Amendment rights. We would like them to train their employees to respond when ICE is here, to let them know that if they want to enter into private areas, they need a signed judicial warrant, and to train their employees on what that looks like.
And organizers are also demanding Congress take action to rein in ICE and to hold officers accountable. I've reached out to both ICE as well as Target today, but have not heard back, Derek.
All right, another element of this federal crackdown we'll continue to cover. Thank you, Jason. Minneapolis officials say protests have been peaceful up until last night. That's when more than 1,000 people gathered outside a downtown hotel making noise. Protesters say they were there to disrupt ICE agents staying at the hotel. Nearly 200 law enforcement officers responded after some damage was reported inside the hotel.
We initiated a plan and took our time to de-escalate the situation, issued multiple warnings declaring an unlawful assembly, and ultimately then began to move in and disperse the crowd.
Police say they arrested 29 people. They have all been released. Parents, child care providers, and lawmakers are speaking out today to tell ICE agents to stay away from daycare sites. They joined together at a church in Minneapolis to share why they say their idea of safety has been shattered. They claim parents and teachers are being taken by ICE agents during pickup or drop-off. One parent shared how difficult it's been to find consistency for their young child.
Child care providers are still bringing the love, but this administration's actions have taken away all illusions of safety. And consistency is impossible when staff are navigating their own safety and deciding if they can make it to work.
Many of the speakers also spoke about the current fraud investigation, saying the constant scrutiny by investigators and others is making it very tough for daycare centers to continue doing their work. 3 Minnesota members of Congress are calling for action. That's after they say they were denied access to the federal facility where ICE is working at and bringing people to. Democratic U.S. Representatives Ilhan Omar, Angie Craig, and Kelly Morrison say they were turned away after entering the Whipple Federal Building for an oversight visit. WCCO's Adam Duxter has the latest from Fort Snelling.
Make some space. Make a hold, please. Surrounded by a crowd of media members and activists, U.S. Reps Ilhan Omar, Angie Craig, and Kelly Morrison came face to face with a line of federal agents before asking to be led inside the Whipple Federal Building at Fort Snelling. Inside, they say they intended to tour the facility, used as a hub for the 2,000 federal agents in town and the temporary home for many under arrest. The trio also requested a face-to-face meeting with ICE's acting director for the area. 20 minutes later, they returned.
Shortly after we were let in, 2 officials came in and said that they received a message that we were no longer allowed to be in the building and that they were rescinding our invitation to come in and declining any further access to the building. What happened today is a blatant attempt to obstruct members of Congress from doing their oversight duties.
The 3 told reporters the reason they were told to leave was because funding for the Operations Center came from the Big Beautiful Bill, not the Congressional Appropriations Bill. They say they were told that limits their congressional oversight abilities. The 3 were adamant this is not a sufficient explanation. DHS, however, Saturday painting a much different picture, saying in a statement they'd already notified the 3 their visit was out of compliance with existing court orders that mandate members of Congress to notify ICE at least 7 days in advance of a congressional visit.
We let ICE know, Department of Homeland Security know, that they were violating federal law. They do not care that they are violating federal law.
3 calling the moment political retribution.
We need a pause on ICE operations in Minnesota. After the killing of Renee Good, we need a pause. Minnesotans don't want ICE here right now, but we need a thorough and transparent investigation to transpire.
Adam Duxter, WCCO News.
As part of today's reporting, WCCO called, texted, and emailed DHS representatives asking for some sort of explanation or their version of the events that took place. We have not heard back.